And let's take a look at some measurement questions that you might encounter on the exam. And part of this is really just a vocabulary question. Notice what this first section says. Brent owns a lot that measures 600 by 500 feet, and he wants to sell the lot for $520 per front foot. What is the list price for the lot? This actually turns out to be a very simple math question if you understand what is meant by a front foot. Sometimes property is valuated per front foot in a commercial area that abuts an amenity, like a busy road. Think about a commercial property. The value in the property is how much front footage it has that abuts that busy road. That will be important for signage and ingress and egress and things like that. So I know it sounds unusual to you, but don't overthink it. This is a valid way to evaluate property. The front footage is always going to be the first number listed, okay? It's going to be the width. So in this case, Brent owns a lot that measures 600 by 500. 600 is the front footage. And then despite the fact that you may not have been familiar with this terminology, we're just telling you for every front foot, properties in this area sell for about $520 per front foot. So let's just simply apply multiplication to this. That's going to come out just to make sure I get the correct answer. $312,000 based on this particular formula. Now, again, don't question the exam. If we give you a question in this manner, you may be thinking, well, golly, how many acres is it? How many this or how many that? That is not the question. The question is, what is the price per lot based on the front footage and what people are willing to pay per front foot? Okay. Now, notice we're also going to make you do something else as well. We're going to make you, in a separate question, calculate how many acres does he own. Now, at this point, you need to remember your formulas, how to convert area to square footage, or how to convert linear measurements to square footage, which would be the area. So in this particular case, you would have to remember that your formula is going to be length times width will tell you the area of this particular lot. So 600 feet is the width of the property, times 500, which is the length or depth of the property line. Okay, and in this particular case, let's make sure I get the zeros correct. Times 500 is 300,000 square feet. So linear feet times linear feet tells you the number of square feet in this particular on this particular property. Well, that's great, but I didn't ask you what the total square footage was. What the question asks is how many acres does he own? So we have to way of converting $300,000 to acreage, 300,000, not dollars, excuse me, 300,000 square feet into acreage. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the 300,000 square feet and we're going to divide it by the number of square feet in 1 acre. So what we're going to do is find out how many 43,560 square feet there are in that 300,000 square feet. And remember, if you need a way of remembering 43,560, a lot of people have said, 4 little old ladies driving 35 in a 60. Whatever helps you, come up with your own formula on that. Make sure that you don't accidentally transpose the numbers. But that's how many square feet there are in an acre, 43,560. So we're going to divide that by the number of square feet total. And you're going to come out to the fact that this piece of property has I'm going to round it to 2 digits. So it comes out to 6.89 acres. All right. Now notice all the questions that we can ask you on that one little setup. 600 feet by 500 feet. What is the price per front foot, or what's the value per front foot? We can also ask you how many acres there are. So be thinking about all the multiple things that we could ask you to do in these measurement problems.